Hello to everyone. We are online, so we can't wait for the friends that are connected. We would like to start this session. I want to invite on the stage our speakers that can help us for this leadership talk. Ahmed Samy, Janaka Jayalath, Gabriel Kanayuma, sorry, Gabriel, Päivi Korhonen, Florence Touré, and Beatriz. Thank you to be with us. And a special thank you to Priscilla to organize this interesting meeting. We hope to involve the audience. We are, like in the school, all in the back of the stage. I invite you to come because this is an interactive session. So we will start discussing about leadership. This is the main topic, in our opinion, of the TVET Global Agenda. Nice guys, they are coming in the first stage. There is no interrogation, just your mobile is very useful to interact. Don't work with WhatsApp or email, just with Mentimeter when we will show the QR code, okay? So, leave your WhatsApp. Now, I got to introduce my friends, the leaders of the TVET leadership program of UNESCO-UNEVOC. Ahmed Samy, advisor at Higher Colleges of Technology, United Arab Emirates. 2021, thank you, clap, clap. Janaka, the boss, from Sri Lanka, member of National Task Force on Digitalization, specific skills, on TVET, and senior lecturer at University of Vocational Technology in Sri Lanka. 2019. Thank you. Gabriel Kanayuma, this is a special guest from my age, 2019, and Gabriel does a lot of things. So I will check you. The last is Principal TVET Officer, Entrepreneurship, Ministry of Technology and Science in Zambia, and UNEVOC Coordinator. Thank you, Gabriel. Päivi Korhonen from Omnia, Finland, Director of Communications, the Joint Authority of Education in the Espoo region. Thank you. Florence Touré, Vice President, CiCan, College and Institute Canada. Very important institution. And last but not least, from Brazil, Ana Beatriz, Director VET in SENAC. Thank you, Ana. So the panel is full of experts, leaders of UNESCO-UNEVOC, but you are the leaders, so we would like to interact. We will ask some questions to our friends to give you thoughts, to summarize all together the new topics for the global TVET agenda. So, stay tuned, please. Also from the streaming, we will collect some questions if someone would like to interact. So, thank you guys. I will start immediately. I have just some thought for you to introduce our discussion. This is a worldwide overview because we have people from all over the world. We cover the world, probably. And so this worldwide overview, Priscilla told us this morning that there is huge difference between different areas. So there is no one solution for one problem, but many solutions for many problems. And we would like to think together how to tackle these challenges. The second thing that I was thinking, that is very interesting because Frederick thought about this meeting and in my opinion, take the right way to develop the new agenda. Listening is the first goal to understand what is going on. So listening from the experience, your experience, and the experience of the audience, of course. Priscilla will help us to collect your opinions. Guys, we have not enough time. We are a huge amount of speakers, so you have very short time to answer to our questions, okay? The power is of the synthesis. I think that we are in the exponential era. Eh? We heard about this morning. We have a lot of challenges, and AI is a challenge. This is very important for me. Eh? My notes, thank you very much. There is someone that helped me. The AI is a great challenge. Eh? We can work on measurable, but today we have to understand how AI and measurable can help on unmeasurable. We have to grow and to build together a vision, something more of the mission or a strategy. We would like to discuss about it, okay? Some question for you. Who can start? Let's have a look. 1 minute for each one. From the leadership experience, your leadership experience, what do you perceive as the two biggest current challenges for TVET institutions in your country or region? We start from the ladies. Eh? There is a gender balance, but very balanced. Eh? The device.
Yes.
Please.
For the first in Finland.
1 minute.
Yes, I know that. Yeah. So if we are preparing learners to jobs which not exist more, they are not available yet, but we are preparing them with the systems which don't exist in the future. The gap between this one and the other one is the cut of the budget. It was minus 7% for the vocational education this year. It means 1,600 teachers less than last year.
Well, money and future imagination. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Alessandro, and the pressure is here.
yeah, I'm the pressure man.
It's the pleasure to be here. So from the Canadians' perspective in terms of the challenges faced by our institutions, I would say that Canada is facing economic shifts due to some of the economical pressure our neighbor from the south is imposing to Canada with tariffs. That has led the country to be more unified in building nationwide projects. And that has a massive impact on TVET institutions because they are training the builders, the innovators, and those who will contribute to those nationwide projects. So one of the big problem in Canada is that the publicly funded post-secondary education system is way underfunded.
Okay, and so money. We are on the same page.
This is
probably everyone, eh?
Exactly.
No, probably you are better, huh? Money is less problem for you.
But the other thing too is that in Canada it's also fragmented because it's regulated by provinces and territories.
Okay.
So in order to create those nationwide building, we need a project. We need more collaborations within provinces and create more of a national skill strategies, just like what we discussed earlier.
Standard and collaboration, Frederick. This is good. Partnership is a goal of our actual strategy. Anna. What about Brazil?
In Brazil, SENAC is the main TVET institution serving the commerce and service sectors, which together employ more than half of the country's formal labor force. Yet, these are also sectors strongly marked by informality and profoundly affected by digital and automation transformations. Training professionals for such a dynamic and unequal labor market is a huge challenge that demands technical excellence and strong commitment to social responsibility. A second challenge relates to leadership itself. Leading in such a complex environment requires continuous learning and adaptability. It's not enough to reach a leadership position. We must constantly update ourselves, manage diverse teams, and face resistance to change. As a woman in the leadership, I also recognize the need to overcome unconscious biases and to lead by inspiration, build environments that encourage collaboration, innovation, and lifelong learning.
Great, Anna. 1 minute is very short. Eh? Okay, Janaka, I trust you. Let's go. No, Thank you, Anna. It's the resistance, the difficult to change. This is the main point, in my opinion. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you, Alessandro. I think I am going to list two challenges. The one is the social stigma. TVET considered as the place for failures. That social stigma we have to change. The second one, the resources and the capacity. So even though we have money, resources, we cannot manage, and we don't have capacity to spend. That was the second challenge. Thank you.
Yeah, stigma is one of my focus. I will tell something later. Gabriel.
Thank you very much. Two challenges, one to do with relevance and quality, and then the other one to do with access. So in terms of relevance and quality, the issue here is having limited alignment between the training that is taking place in our institutions and what's happening in the labor market. So a lot of training goes on, but when the students graduate, you can see in some cases that there hasn't been alignment. Then the other thing is slow adoption of digital and blended learning approach. After we had COVID-19, there seemed to be a shift to want to use blended TVET, but then it's like there was some backsliding, and institutions are really not doing as much as they should in terms of flexible learning, which would cater for a large number of learners who are not captured by the formal TVET system. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel. Hey guys, I think I was surprised when our colleague Pompa showed us, I was sharing with Derek this idea, no? Excel, PowerPoint, Office, lack of skills. I was surprised a little bit, no? We can work a lot on digital skills. I agree totally with Gabriel. So we have a lot of work to do. Please.
Not to repeat what everybody said, but definitely the negative stigma is one of the key challenges. Yeah. The low perception around the TVET and the fact that it is very much associated with low-income jobs. That remains to be a challenge. The second one that I would say, and funding, yes, it's not a problem, but I think the problem is how do we drive impact out of that funding, and that's where the government now is pushing hard to ensure that there is proper return on investment. Bringing the industry on board is another challenge as well, making sure that they have the right incentives to be part of this ecosystem. So these would be the challenges that I would name.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. I think that impact, the industry on board are very topic very important. The stigma is the main problem. In my opinion, we will tell something at the end. So, next round, 2 minutes, but 1 minute. We are late, okay? 1 minute more. What systemic reform on innovation have you prioritized within your institutions to align with the dual green and digital transition shaping the future of work and skills? So we speak about digital and green. You can start, Ahmed. Let's go. You have the power.
So tell me, what do you want to know about digital?
The digital skills, what are you implementing in your institution, in your position, on digital skills, digital and green skills,
all right,
to develop the impact?
So number one, obviously, AI is a great hype, and there is a lot of programs that are currently ongoing in the entire country, specifically in my organization, to develop the literacy of faculty as well as students when it comes to AI. So that's one that is taking a huge significance in terms of what we're doing about digital skills. Other than that, we are the Higher College of Technology. That's the name of my organization. So obviously, we do have programs that are very much focused on different technology skills. Green skills and sustainability as well is something that we make sure that it is embedded in all our curriculum, but we're also looking into designing very much focused green skills kind of programs that will develop the green skills of our students.
So embedded is a good receipt.
Thank you. I think almost similar to what is said, even us, it's the issue of green skills being embedded in all the curriculum, but as at now, there is a focus on 6 institutions. We have 2 in the northern part, 2 in Lusaka, and 2 in southern province, who are participating in a project supported by the GIZ in order to develop curriculum which has already been developed and also enhance the capacity of the trainers to offer renewable energy programs. Apart from that, there's also the issue of Digital skills, we have done capacity building, where the course that we undertook 3 years ago on leading change for technology-enabled TVET, which was done among 11 institutions and 10 completed, and it involved 40 participants. But before that, just after COVID, we had 28 TVET trainers who fall under the Ministry of Technology and Science, were trained in online facilitation and use of digital tools. Then these 28 in 10 trained 600 plus trainers, so it was a cascaded training. So that in a way did help, and we still continue to explore ways of enhancing the capacity of our trainers. For instance, we have developed curriculum for short courses, what we call Skills Award for 2 to 6 weeks in artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a topic. Teacher training, artificial intelligence is a good topic. Janaka, what about Sri Lanka?
Yes, actually in Sri Lanka, we have already recently developed greening TVET policy and the action plan. Now it is set to roll out in the near future. And we have selected 20 curriculars, the most demanded 20 curricula, and we have converted into the greening curricula. So that's under the greening things. And the digitalization, we have digitalization of TVET project currently going on. So I am one of the consultants there because our digitalization was very low previously. And we have started working on 5 areas. The first area is the data visualization and the dashboard. So there should be a national dashboard, the institutional dashboard and the national dashboard. And the second one is the student management and onboarding system, where we need to have the common enrollment system. So applications will be called totally online from the students, and there we going to conduct the one enrollment process for the entire student base. And then students are managed for onboarding and everything until the certification through the digital system. And the third component is the content development and learning management system. So we have scattered systems, LMS and the student management system. We are going to have a national system for content hosting and the learning management system. And the fourth one is actually we need to bring a lot of digital resources into the system, where we need to build the capacities of the teachers, teacher training for the digital content development. And the fifth one is the policy, regulations, guidelines, and procedures to sustain this activity because we want the entire TVET system to be trained to sustain these digitalization efforts. These are the components that I need to talk.
He brought the policy, all the agenda. Great, Janaka. Thank you. Anna, briefly, Brazil.
Briefly, I would like to share 3 initiatives. The first one focuses on integrating technology in teaching and learning. Through our national program of educational technologies, we've been working to help teachers and students adopt new tools that make learning more dynamic and connect to real-life professional settings. The second initiative is our Education 4.0 program, which ensures our course portfolio keeps pace with market transformations. We constantly update curricula and build partnerships. It's very important. Build partnerships with major industry players to co-create courses and share expertise.
So curriculum and partnership, it's okay.
Yes, and the third, the last, and tying all this together is our commitment to data-driven management. We use data and evidence to guide decisions and monitor how these initiatives translate into real impact. Together, these three fronts help us to connect innovation in learning collaboration with industry and evidence-based planning.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Thank you. Canada. Let's go, Florence.
So very quickly, I will focus on things that we've done across the country, which is focus on open educational resources, which is a way to not reinvent the wheel. We bring together member institutions that co-create industry-driven and industry-informed micro-credentials, for example, in clean technology. But then once they are developed, we make them available across the sector. So that's one of the things that we do to push that capacity building. And similarly with faculty training modules, we've developed a series of modules on greening the trades. And similarly, these are now open to all of our member institutions.
Thank you very much. In my opinion, micro-credential can be a good way to be consistent in the learning. We have a problem of effectiveness of the learning, no? And micro-credential can be a way to work on it. I think that our agenda can take care of this. Please, Finlandia.
So we are building systems for the twin transition. So what it means, so we are designing systems that are sustainable and smart. And it's a question of green and digital transformation. And very important is that our policy meets practice, and that's why we have now changed or renewed our strategy, and it's a living strategy which can be changed in the, I could say that we have prognosis discussions, so that we are talking together with our stakeholders, students and staff members, and we could say that also that our systemic change begins where policy meets practice. And we are now I could say that in green transition, we are going further very well. Energy efficiency and sustainability by design, so that it's in our core. And now we are moving our digital infrastructure totally. And the new strategy is based on three things. The first is diverse working life, the other one is competence and well-being, and the third one is new technology. And all those are determined by drivers, so that which we have determined to 2030, that's what we will exhibit this one. And I could say that TVET leaders are not against, we are drivers of change.
I agree totally. The leadership means to drive the change. Janaka, you are work for the ministry, so a question, we had a panel before on data-driven decision-making. What about it, in your experience, from your point of view? We heard something this morning. We would like to pick up some suggestion from you.
Yeah, actually, any TVT system starts from the labor market information.
2 minutes, huh?
Yes. Then, because we need to produce the competent workforce according to the quality and the quantity required by the market. So it's market responsiveness. And for that, we need labor market intelligence. So previous session also highlighted this issue, the AI-based labor market intelligence. Because now the labor market is moving very fast. The pen and paper and various traditional systems cannot capture the fast-moving labor market. If we use the artificial intelligence tools to train some models, then we can capture the part of the labor market changes. That is one area we have to address. The other area is actually how we are going to effectively use the digital systems. In our management process, the policy making, and the assessments, and the certification. So we can use digital technologies in this process where we can get a faster delivery of services. That is because now our customer, the students, are now have changed. They need faster services. Like earlier, they had to wait for maybe 1 year to get the results. Now it is not the case. They need, after assessment, they need the result very fast. So we have to use digital tools to enhance our systems. Thank you.
Thank you, Janaka, also for the timing. So planning, e-simplification, certification, a lot of suggestions. What else? About Ahmed. We go to Ahmed and practical strategy. What practical strategies have you implemented to lead the digital transformation, particularly integrating AI in emerging technologies? So before teaching, learning, institutional, educational environment.
Absolutely, yeah. So before I talk about HCT, my organization, I think it's important also to set the context. The way the UAE works, the United Arab Emirates, is that it's very much driven by a whole of government approach. And any mandate that is coming from the government, it gets cascaded to the different entities. HCT is a federal higher education institution besides being an applied higher education institution as well. So at the country level, there's a lot of investments when it comes to digital transformation. There is a minister of AI. There's a chief AI officer in every single government entity. So you can imagine how that cascades across the different entities within the UAE. In HCT itself, we have gone through a major organizational restructuring. So now we do have a cluster that oversees digital transformation. And the primary objective of that cluster is basically to look into how we can use data, how we can build the infrastructure in order for us to be able to deliver intelligent, fit-for-purpose learning systems for our students. AI specifically, if I would touch base on that, what I would say is, I think a few months back, we have launched an AI Center of Excellence, and that looks into a program that we refer to as the AI Integration Program. How do we integrate AI in everything that we do, from a teaching and learning perspective, from a learning experience perspective, but also from an administrative perspective. And it's very much based on 4 layers that build on each other. The objective is to deliver AI-ready talent. That's the objective, and be the national hub for that. So you've got to look at the first layer, you've got to look at your infrastructure. And infrastructure is not just the digital infrastructure, it's not just the computing power and the cloud and the energy systems that you use, but you also have the institutional infrastructure, the kind of policies that you have in terms of governing AI, the ethical use of AI, which is extremely important as well. And then you move from there to the data. AI breathes on data, and that's the lifeblood of AI. And so the fact that you have data that is AI ready and being able to integrate all your legacy data or create new data that is AI ready, that's another layer that is very important for us and we're looking at. The third layer is where you start developing use cases. Like what we're looking at right now is an AI auditor, and we're talking about internal audit, so that's governance, that's not teaching and learning. We're talking about an AI academic advisor, an AI tutor. And then the last layer is how do we make sure that we integrate all of this so that there is not just biological human actors, but also there is digital actors and how they can work together to make sure that every service, every workflow, every learning experience is AI enabled. So these are the layers. So we look at it from an ecosystem perspective, not just, silo, disconnected use case.
Oh, Ahmed. I'm trying to become polyglot. No, it's very interesting, and we look at with curiosity to this pilot on AI and the Center of Excellence. So if you can share in the next weeks and months some news about the...
Absolutely.
We are very, very interesting, very, very curious about your job. So next, we would like to speak about inclusive and adaptive leadership, starting from the role of women. So in TVET leadership rules, I would like to choose a couple of ladies. Florence, a couple of minutes. What about leadership, pink leadership?
Well, it's definitely a subject that I'm passionate about, leadership development. So leadership development for women is leadership development in general. I think it needs to be integrated as part of the succession planning of any organization and ensure that we build that confidence, especially for women. So building those, and I'm very encouraged by the program, the leadership program at UNEVOC. I think it's a very good way to build that network of leadership development. At CiCan, we've also created that system of leadership development for chairs or managers who aspire to become deans, and deans who aspire to become vice president, etc. And part of it is also about building that confidence. So through different programming, we integrate that as train the trainer, and also for individuals who can recognize their own skills. But one thing that I want to focus on in the last minute that I have is about the power of coaching. And oftentimes we think about coaching when we have a management issue or leadership problem to solve. But it's also about having someone who can put a mirror in front of you to show you what the possibilities are. And, there's a stat that came out of a study by HP about 10 years ago that for any given job, women tend to apply when they meet 100% of the job qualifications, compared to 60% for men. So that's, it's very important to have someone who can show you those different possibilities. I went through it myself about a year ago. I was working with a professional coach I was very comfortable in my previous position, but thought I could aspire for more. But I can tell you, even with my coach, I couldn't really dare to say, well, yeah, I aspire to become the next vice president of my organization. Why is that? But through that work, she helped look at different possibilities and then build that confidence. And then in turn, I think it's really important for women and men to become mentors and to really have those support systems and peer coaching.
Thank you very much, Florence. It's a great example of pink leadership, CiCan. The president that I met 10 years ago was a lady, now probably is still a lady. We have Florence as vice president, so it's a great example of pink leadership, let me say. And coaching, I think, is a good driver to help. Anna, what about leadership? You are a leader, director.
Director of TVET.
Yeah.
At SENAC, we've taken some steps to promote gender equality and ensure women's representation in the leadership. First, we have a career and compensation plan that guarantees equal pay for equivalent roles. This structure prevents wage disparities and ensures that merit and competence guide career advancement. Beyond that, our compensation criteria also value attributes such as teamwork, initiative, and the ability to develop ideas, qualities we often see strongly reflect in women's leadership across the institution. We also promote, it's very important to me, we also promote shared family responsibilities by encouraging work-life balance for both men and women. An important step to make leadership positions more accessible for everyone. And I think it's that is.
Is it okay?
It's okay.
For you?
Okay.
No, this is very interesting, and as we said at the beginning, the world is very wide, and the difference are, but I'm interested also in the career pathway and payments. This is an issue. Gabriel from Africa, please, can you give the power to Gabriel? Thank you. Gabriel, I have a question for you. In the context where institutional autonomy is limited, how can TVET leaders innovate, respond to local industry needs, and drive meaningful change? I would like to add not only local industry, but probably also international. We can work in a more wide overview.
Okay, so thank you so much. I think just two quick things. there is need for the leaders to align whatever they are doing with the policy environment. Just the other month, we're doing capacity building for development of institutional strategic plans for entrepreneurship. And it was evident that some had not engaged with the national TVET policy, for example, and the national SME policy, from which they would benefit in their efforts to embed entrepreneurship in their TVET program. So I think it's important that they know what is there for them available in the policies and how do they align and benefit. And also at local level, there's need for interaction with the local authorities, look at their provincial development plans, for example, and having synergies like multi-stakeholder engagement, whether it is communities, their parent ministries. Like I mentioned, we have 30 institutions under our ministry, but there are also institutions under the Ministry of Education generally, under the Ministry of Youth and Sport. So there is need to engage with different ministers, interministerial collaboration. I think sometimes the challenge is institutions want to compete instead of collaborate in TVET provision. And I think it's important. And then also understanding who are their stakeholders within and outside the country. There are a lot of people that are there that can engage with TVET institutions to promote TVET. And some of our institutions have begun to take advantage, and it is improving the learning outcomes in the TVET sector. Thank you.
Gabriel is one of the most active leader in the network. Thank you for your job. Päivi, another question about the strategy. From a policy and systems perspective, what lessons can be drawn from regional or global partnership to accelerate reform and scale innovation in Tibet? So partnership is one of our focus.
Yes. So thank you. For the first, we have to remember that systems don't
2 minutes.
Reform themselves. People do it. So we need partnerships to make changes for the first. And if we think about sustainability, it's a mindset, and it has to be in our structures. And for the first, infrastructure change is also cultural change. And we can do that together with our partners. And the partners they have to be in our processes, because partnerships accelerate reform always. And education must lead, not follow, in the twin transition. I mean here digital and green transition. And the future of the skills is global. Partnerships are the infrastructure of innovation. And why partnerships matter now? If we think that we have an innovation in, for example, in cyber security, we make something here in Finland or there in Finland and in some country in Africa, for example, Kenya. So we both get benefits of that one. And it's only to scale the things. And that's the question, how we can scale those things we can find out together. And we need networks, partnerships to make reform together.
Yeah, the partnership is a great goal in Omnia. They work with all over the world, sharing the experience. So I believe that your experience is a great contribution. Thank you, Päivi. So next, another question about leadership. Ahmed, it's an interesting experience, Ahmed, because many reasons as a leader. So we have a lack of leadership in Tibet, and we are interested in reflect on how leadership can develop the leadership of the system. Which is your vision? Some suggestion, some thought? 1 minute.
All right, I will take a few seconds. I don't think that we do have lack of leadership, but I think that there are certain competencies that we need to work on more in terms of developing the leaders that we currently have. And I would name three, my top three competencies. Number one is future foresight. And I think, and I'm not talking about just strategic planning, I'm talking about being able to envision and imagine a future and work towards shaping that future through strategic planning and other exercises, but that would be my number one. The second one would definitely be being able to think in a systematic way, system thinking, rather than just disconnected silo ideas that may solve the problem now, but they're not sustainable in the future. Ensuring that there are feedback loops, that there's always continuous improvement that is built into the system. So system thinking is another competency that is very important. And number three, we've heard throughout the day yesterday about the uncertainty that we're living in, and it doesn't look like it's going to change. It's actually evolving as we speak. So being able to manage the change around that uncertainty, and that's change management, would be the third competency that I would go for.
I agree totally, Ahmed. We are on the same page, and I would like to ask to the young generation about this question, Florence, about leadership, pink leader. In a certain way, you say no, but yes, no? There is no lack of leadership, but lack of skills. Lack of skills became lack of leadership at the end. So through training, leadership training, that this is our program, and so we are on the right way, on the right pathway. What about leadership and lack of leadership or skills?
You know, I absolutely agree with everything that you said. I think what I could add to it, if anything, is to have more of a growth mindset, more of a a learning mindset. We need leaders with curiosity, and we talk about the VUCA world or the BANI world. Now it's BANI. It's be able to create leaders who can navigate through the complexities, because the disruptions that AI is having in our day-to-day, and soon it would be the quantum technology and so on. We we can try to keep up with that, but if we have that mindset of adaptation and critical thinking, then we can navigate through those changes.
Yeah, we have a leader very powerful in this room. I agree totally. Thank you, Florence. Päivi, leadership is very important also for the impact of on the system, for teachers, for learners. What about leadership, in your opinion, to improve the impact on learning environment?
So I think that the leaders of the future must balance between AR, ethics, social inclusion, and green leadership. And empathy and moral courage are also very essential leadership skills in the age of rapid technological change. And technology makes things faster, but leadership makes them meaningful. That's my idea for the most, that we need people everywhere, even if we have very high technology. And systems cannot change without people, and people cannot change without systems that support them.
Very, very short. Päivi, I love you. So, last round, 1 minute for everyone, because then we will ask the help from the audience. 1 minute for everyone to say, looking ahead, new generation on leadership. Which are the drivers? What qualities will define the next generation of TVET leaders? And how can we prepare them to navigate complex challenges, as Florentine said, such as ethics of AI, you said before, Ahmed, the green transition, social inclusion, I'm especially interested in. Ahmed.
My top would be to listen with empathy. I mean, we listened yesterday, we saw the panel that was talking about listening to the youth. We're developing systems for students. We need to listen to the students more than anything else. So that would be my top pick.
Thank you. More or less what you said, I think the issue of ethical leadership, where one realizes, like he said initially, that leadership is there, but it's the issue of how it's applied. Is there ethics in terms, for example, on how the trainers are dealt with? Because like in the trainers, there are different generations. You have Gen X, your Gen Z, your millennials. So you are dealing with different type of trainers and even learners. So there must be ethics how you deal with them in terms of how you use technology, AI. Like I recently heard of an institution where they banned AI for students, but the teachers were using it aggressively. So there seems to be a disconnect. So
very interesting, very interesting. Gabriel, you say there is different generation. AI can simplify to manage the complexity that Florence said before, to give more personalized solutions.
Yes.
Did I understand? Okay. Thank you very much. Janaka.
Actually, the leadership, even though we say through our programs we give skills, knowledge, and attitude, I think the attitude is the most important thing, where the values and soft skills comes in, where the leadership, teamwork, as he said, empathy, all these soft skills need to be inculcated and improved, so that they can be leaders among the groups. So leaders and the managers is very different, because you can assign a manager, but the leaders are coming through the system, and that is the change. I think we need to build the soft skills to become a leader.
Let me highlight your idea. In my opinion, this is one of the most challenging problem that we have, because the individualism, the isolation of people make more difficult the skills, social intelligence, and the capacity to work together and to build together. So this will be a great challenge for young generation. Thank you, Janaka.
I think they will need to combine strategic intelligence and human sensitive. Technical knowledge alone will no longer be enough. They must understand the ethics of artificial intelligence, the implications of the green transition, and the social responsibility that comes with leading inclusive systems. Future leaders must be adaptive thinkers, capable of making data-informed decisions while staying guided by strong ethical principles. They should be comfortable navigating uncertainty, fostering collaboration across disciplines, and balance innovation with empathy in order to also promote social inclusion. In essence, the next generation of TVET leaders must not only manage change, but humanize it. Ensure that technology and sustainability go hand in hand with opportunity, equity, and lifelong learning at all.
Thank you very much, Anna. I agree totally, Florentin. I agree totally, because in my opinion, we have to work on Industry 5.0, the relationship between the person and the technology, the machine. Florentin.
Yes, and perhaps it's just to piggyback on Ahmed's points earlier. I think the leaders of tomorrow need to be lateral thinkers and system collaborators, because we can't solve everything in silos. I think it's important to understand the skills ecosystem we live in and to contribute to solutions through the collaboration. So common solutions. And also shape the agenda of the future together. So I think in the way we facilitate that is through a forum like this. I think is a good way to bring people together in solving common challenges.
So listening, as Ahmed said, is the main topic. Thank you very much. Päivi.
So every learner has to be seen, every worker valued, and every voice heard, and a good and excellent leader asks more than gives answers.
Thank you very much, Päivi, also for the short sentence. We are recovering. The minutes, Priscilla is coming. Please, can you help us? Priscilla, do you want to share the rule of the game? Because it's your moment, guys. The audience can suggest something for the next agenda, global solution. You received a lot of suggestions, but it's your moment. Please, Priscilla.
So yeah, thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause to Alessandro because he's always energizing. In the afternoon, you need energy to be able to focus. And thank you so much, leaders, for this opportunity to just learn from you. And as we continue, this opportunity for you to ask questions. And I'm going to look around to see who's going to raise their hands and I give them the microphone. But before that happens, I have one question from an online person who is following. Her name is Hannah Abdel Salam. She's asking Florence, would you suggest the coaching of women should be done by women or both men and women?
Interesting. Good question.
That's a very good question. I think that women can relate perhaps to some of the challenges that are faced by other women. And maybe to give you an example of my own experience, I was working with a woman coach, and her approach was holistic. So instead of looking at a specific issue that you want to tackle, for career advancement, for example, we need to look at the impact on the overall life of the person. And that includes if you're a mom, if you have other things beside your work, how would the choice of going to one direction over another will have on your entire life. And perhaps women can relate better to this type of challenges, but I wouldn't say that you should only work with women. I think it's also very good for men to be sensitized to the realities of you know, women in general. So they can also support these efforts.
Thank you very much. I think that it's an interesting topic. We can work on it. Paolo.
Paolo from EFED, thank you very much for this discussion. You have been talking about leadership today, also some skills. I was wondering, as you all took part, for what I understood, in the leadership program by UNESCO-UNEVOC, what should be the content of the next leadership program, according to you? The content or the methodology to make it useful for you? I don't know, Ale, 40 seconds each, let's say.
Would you want to start? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Otherwise, I go to Ahmed.
Yeah, so because I'm so old already, I have been in leading position 39 years already as a leader. So listen to others. So make the education and this program with like on per learning, that you are working together with an not senior one, but an elder leader or director. So, and ask more, ask the whole time, so that you make the program so that it's concentrated on the questions for the future. And that's a good way to learn, I think so. And you go together with another partner. It's like it's your mentor, your tutor.
Thank you, Päivi. Florentin.
Florence.
Florence. English. France, Florence, very kind.
I think one thing that could be added, and I have not been part of the cohort, so perhaps it's there already, but it's understanding.
Not yet.
Yeah, maybe understanding the power of allyship and championship, and develop the way of how you champion the value add of your organization or your leadership style, but be able to champion that and have the value add, and again, going back to understanding how you fit within the ecosystem as opposed to how do you advance your own agenda.
Thank you very much, Anne.
I think the content, the driven management, data driven management, and the management orientated.
Data orienting.
Orienting for data. It's very important for me, and to read data and interpret interpretive.
To read data and to use it for decisions. Okay.
For decisions, it's very, very important for me. And I think the same, I agree with Ahmed, to listen the young
generation.
people. It's very, very important in bring to content
Thank you very much.
Worries.
Janaka.
I would like to say 2 words.
2 words.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, love, love, love. Thank you. Gabriel.
Yeah, I think what's important is to really just use the research on what's happening in TVET globally, like we've now launched the global TVET agenda. So to me, I think it will really inform the content. So I think I trust UNESCO and the partners to work with others to come up with appropriate content. Thank you.
Thank you. Ahmed.
I would also say a couple of things. I think number one, to a great extent, it should not be very much instructor-led, but more led by the participants. There are so many good practices that are happening, and I think if the participants are able to come and communicate those, there will be a huge learning opportunity. From a specific content perspective, we deal, and we've had the experience with the Co-Action Initiative, dealing with 7 UNIVOC centers. The ability to lead multilateral engagements like this that have multiple institutions coming from different backgrounds is a skill on its own that needs to be looked at from a leadership development perspective.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. And also, we can summarize the information that they give us before: visionary and shaping, systemic thinking, growth mindset, curiosity, complexity, and I lost something. I think that these are topics very interesting. The question and answer is closed, and now is the moment of everyone. Stop WhatsApp, email, and take your phone for Priscilla.
Thank you so much. Round of applause. I keep saying round of applause because I'm really enjoying this moment. So thank you, Paula, for preempting the question that we already have in the Mentimeter. So I think all of you have like a little bit of leeway on when it comes to this question. So there's always a debate. We are going to start our Mentimeter just in a few minutes, and I'm just waiting for it to be set out. And we really want to get your feedback and basically advice on what we have to look into. So they say leaders are born, they're not made. But at UNESCO-UNEVOC, the leadership program, they are not only just born, they are made, they are inspired, they learn from each other through peer learning, networking, and at the very end, we work together to develop better leaders for tomorrow when it comes to TVET. So just take the QR code because I will really benefit from just your understanding. Do you have your phones also? It will also be good to, to hear your interventions on this. So at the leadership program, it started in 2016. For people who are not aware about the UNESCO-UNEVOC leadership program, it's one of our flagship programs that is very popular in terms of the kind of offering that it provides. So it's a very unique opportunity for leaders in TVET to participate and to discuss relevant information that relates to how to respond to the market needs, the labor market needs in TVET, how to respond to learners' needs, as well as how to innovate around how they can best address and express young people's ability to become who they really want to be when it comes to TVET. So we started in 2016. So far, we've had around 800 participants. Some of them are sitting here. Some of them are following us online. We are very proud to have, I know you are the TVET Leadership Program 2019. Alessandro, we had Ahmed, we had Gabriel, we had Janaka, and unfortunately, I want the 3 of you to really apply because it's going to be useful to have more women. We still have challenges when it comes to the leadership of TVET and women. And I liked what you were saying earlier. What you're seeing now is a reflection of what's happening on the ground. If you see less women in TVET leadership, just know there are less women who are being trained to become leaders. There are less women who are taking TVET courses that lead to leadership. So we have a big challenge ahead of us, and I really want you to support us in the TVET leadership. So we are going to launch the next one for next year. It's going to happen very early in the year. around May. And usually, because it's very competitive, by the end of January, we'll open for 1 month and then close so that everyone has an opportunity to apply. You don't need to be a UNIVOC Center member for you to apply, as long as you're in the leadership position. You have the ability to effect change, to impact some operations in your institutions, and you're able to ensure that you drive the vision. As what Ahmed was saying, is about driving the vision and having the foresight. So, question number 1, I just want to know how many of you are leaders? If you're leaders, what space are you on? So the first question goes to, what is your current role in TVET? You could be a trainer or instructor, just click on that. Institutional leader, are you a mid-level manager? Are you a system leader, development partner? Are you a private sector or industry representative? Others. Choose one. And I'm also welcoming people who are following us online. Please help us to understand what is your leadership position and role so that we can really see which areas we need to add more value and impact further. Okay, I see we have 0 trainers and we have 0 development partners, but I can see we have a tie on institutional lead, principals and head of departments, and we have system leaders at national and policy level. So that is fantastic. Maybe we quickly go to the next. As people are gearing in, we leave this open for later. The next question is, which region do you represent? Where are you from, so that we know what region support needs to go? Are you from Africa? Are you from Arab states? Are you from the Asia Pacific? Are you from Europe and CIS? Or are you from the Latin America and the Caribbean? Oh, Europeans. I can see Europe is leading, 15. Asia Pacific, Arab states. Okay. On to the next question. Yeah, I can see more and more. Okay, fantastic. So we need to get more from Arab states because they look like there's only 3. What is your gender? Let's see. What is your gender? How is leadership disaggregated by gender? Okay, the numbers don't lie. We are looking at almost a tie. Almost a tie. Wow. For once, we have gender parity, so looking very good. Almost a tie. Oh, and I can see thumbs up. Yes, I'm also thumping up as I stand here. Thank you so much. We are looking very good in terms of gender disparity amongst the TVET leaders. So the next question quickly, in one word or phrase, what leadership skill is most needed now to drive change in TVET? So what leadership skill is needed now to drive change in TVET? And I can see the first one is courage, adaptability, open-mindedness, vision, emotional intelligence. I can see agility, empathy, self-awareness, passion, emotional intelligence again, holistic awareness, leading change.
Flexibility.
Flexibility, yes. Oh, fantastic. I think 2 more seconds as we get this feedback from everyone. And I think empathy is leading so far, leading through empathy. And I heard you talking about the pink leadership. It's actually a phenomenon. Pink leadership is not about women. It's a phenomenon and it's a theory about leading with empathy. It's about empathy. So you can be a pink leader and be a man. Ahmed, you can be a pink leader. So it's about empathy. So make correction, don't make assumption on that. So that is lovely to see. And quickly going to the next question, number 5. How confident are you as a TVET leader in your preparedness for digital and AI transformation? How confident are you? You can use that to scroll. How confident? Oh, people are very confident. Okay, 3.7. So you're prepared for the digital and AI transformation. Okay. I see we are almost 3.5. 3.5 is...
We are ready with the heart.
So,
not with the skills.
Yeah, the heart. So preparedness, whether it's the heart or the skill, but it's around 3.5. So there's still a gap when you look at it. So the scale is up to 5, so we still have a gap on preparedness. And of course, preparedness can mean many things, as Alessandro is saying. It could be you're prepared in your heart, but in terms of skills, you're not very prepared. So it's important to know how prepared the leaders are, because the transformation is important for leaders to effect change within their institutions. And then moving to the next topic regarding green transition. So how embedded is sustainability? And we're talking about green skills, climate resilience, so we're talking of energy efficiency in your institution's leadership priority. Are you as leaders prioritizing and embedding greening and sustainability within your TVET centers? So there's a big number who are in between. So there's some structured programs. Some say there's limited initiative. We have a good number talking about co-institutional priority, which is good to see that centers are prioritizing greening. Some say it's well integrated, but the biggest amount of number is there's some structured programs. So there's still a lot of work, and I can see my colleague is noting this, that there's still plenty of work to be done to make more co-institutional priority and to structure everything. So on to the next question. If we look into the seventh question is, how is leadership performance measured in your institution? Do you have key performance indicators? You can choose 3. So is it through achievement of strategic goals? Is it through quality and relevance of training delivery? Is it about innovation and technology adoption, equity and inclusion, learner success and employability, employment outcomes? Is it about the number of partnerships and resource mobilization you're able to do, capacity building development of your teachers and the motivation they have, or is it about community engagement? You can choose up to 3 KPIs in which you are required to report in terms of how your performance is measured as a leader. So achievement of strategic goals seems to be what is popular as a key performance indicator for leadership. We have how best can you as a leader apply quality and relevance to training delivery. We're talking of staff capacity and development and motivation. How motivated are the staff? If they're not motivated, then that is not your KPI. Or staff capacity is leading again. And then we have learner success and employment outcomes. Community engagement is the least, followed by inclusion. What's happening? Inclusion. And then, so achievement of strategic goal is the biggest KPI, and this really ties very well with the UNESCO-UNEVOC TVET leadership program that focuses on vision as the core knowledge and skills to support. Okay, this is very good insights, and we are going to really apply this as we move on. So quickly on to the next question. How much decision-making autonomy do you have in your TVET as a TVET leader? How much decision-making autonomy do you have? Can you just wake up and make decisions to effect change in your institutions, or do you need to get approval or something, blah, blah, blah? So how much autonomy do you have? Let's see. So this shared decision-making is the leading reason. We have full empowerment around 5, high autonomy, very limited, some autonomy. I think it depends on what, shared decision-making. Okay, this is good because sometimes when it comes to leadership, it's about change management. The theory of change is one of the topics. So change management, are you able to effect change once we identify that this is a gap that needs to be plugged in? Okay, so there's shared decision-making. That is what looks like it's the winning combination for the autonomy of decision-making. Okay, on to the next question. We are very close to the end. This feels like an exam. So what is the biggest barrier to achieving systemic leadership change in TVET? You're only choosing one. What is the biggest barrier? Is it about weak policy alignment, limited funding or support? Is it fragmented stakeholder collaboration? Is it inadequate leadership training and development, resistance to change and innovation? or is it lack of gender balance in leadership? Which is the biggest barrier? What do you perceive as the biggest barrier to achieving systemic change? So there's resistance to change and innovation. So people don't want to change, they want to remain the same. Then there's limited funding or support, inadequate leadership, training and development. I'm still waiting. I only see 25 people have answered out of 63. Let's keep giving in our perceptions. Yes. So resistance to change is the biggest challenge. Very insightful. Okay, it's changing a bit. Limited funding and support, inadequate leadership. And I'm waiting for one more so that we can get to 40 responses. Okay, so now we know what is the biggest challenge, and we will apply this in our programming work. And second last question. So which trends or innovations are most critical for TVET leaders to master? Which trends or innovations are most critical? Is it data-driven decision-making, which Beatriz was talking about? Is it ethical leadership, quality assurance and performance monitoring, digital transformation and AI integration, green transition, inclusive and equitable leadership? Is it global collaboration and partnership, entrepreneurial and innovative leadership, or is it lifelong learning and skills strategies? So you can choose 3, and these are the most trended topics when it comes to leadership. Which ones do you think you as a leader must master? You know, you want to become very good on them. So you can choose 3. So when we capacitate those 3, you will be good to drive change. That is basically what you're saying. So digital transformation and AI. So if we are all AI conversant, we are good. And then data-driven decision making, as well as lifelong learning and skill strategies. I'm waiting for a few more people to answer. My winning number is 40 out of 63. So digitalization seems to be an important topic that needs to be capacitated. Lifelong learning is also coming up, lifelong learning and data-driven decision-making. Okay, and last, and this is what Paula had already preempted, in one sentence or in one word, and I know we are too late, okay? What should be the next phase in the TVET leadership program focus on to create greater global impact? So that is the question that was asked earlier. What should the next TVET leadership program happening next year focus on to help or to create greater global impact? It could be one word, it could be a phrase. And if you were to be chosen, you know, if you're lucky to be chosen, what would you want the TLP to focus on? Okay, keep sending them through. Anything that comes to mind, even if it's already written here. And we're really running out of time, so I'm waiting for the next 5 seconds. 3 seconds. And fantastic. Let's clap ourselves for being very supportive. Thank you so much for participating in this Mentimeter. It's really useful for the leadership program as we move forward. Back
I want to thank you to everyone and just share the final thought with my friends. We are in the AI era. I was in US in May to sign an agreement with the UNEVOC Center between Cometa and a Hudson Valley Community College to develop partnership under the strategy of UNESCO-UNEVOC. And we went to study AI in education in US. We was in Microsoft, Google, HP, Stanford University, and Berkeley at the end. Everyone says the same thing. We thought about new technology, tools, instruments, but everyone said the problem is critical thinking. The problem is to develop personality. So in the AI era, we have a challenge with technology, artificial intelligence, but we are working on artisanal intelligence. We have to come back to the relationship with reality to develop the personality and the critical thinking. So in our opinion, this is the great challenge, artificial intelligence and artisanal intelligence. And we are on the most important page as VET system to challenge, to lead this challenge of our era. So thank you, Priscilla, thank you, UNESCO-UNEVOC, for this empowering session. Thank you to our guests.